everyone, Sirturmund here again. And I haven't been really showing off a lot of the Ionia decks I have started popping off recently. Obviously, the last time, I mean, it was like before the patch about an Ezreal Cannon list, but I haven't really messed around with a Nami deck. Now, instead of Nami Twisted Fate, I bring you this version of the deck that I have been seeing do really well in the stats. And instead of playing just Nami Twisted Fate, it's actually playing 3 Nami, 1 Twisted Fate, and 2 Lee Sins. And the reason for that is because we're in Ionia now, we can afford to play Lee Sin, which can get buffed by either Fiora Ornn Shelly or the Nami herself, and it becomes a really big threat as well, because it's like an elusive, right? It's pushing that damage because of the skill, because of the kick, while still allowing you to be able to remove some of the opponent's targets, right? So it lets you just kick some of the key units away so that you're able to survive and just have a lot more value. I think it actually ends up working out really well, and I think I like this version of Ionia Build Rider over the one with triple Twisted Fate. Now, the rest of the deck does play a little bit different because we are playing Lee Sin now, so we do want to be able to try to level him up. So we are going triple Tailstones. Obviously, that's like standard in Ionia these days. Triple Momentous Choice. Now, it's a little bit awkward because the only equipment that we have is the Hookmaster. But when you're able to get the Momentous Choice trigger, it just works out so good with Lee Sin. I might go down to 2 of these instead of 3 just to make it a little bit less awkward. But for now, I actually really like it as a 3 of. As long as you're able to, as long as you remember to try to keep the Hookmaster most of the times that you can. 3 Disciple, because this card is just nuts, right? A lot of draw. Would You Style, really cheap way to trigger Lee Sin and also to trigger your Shelly or your Nami twice. Coral Creatures, early blockers, mostly for the Pirate Aggro matchup. And it just also helps us with the Nami level up. I do like the Heavy Metal. It's pretty much a Mystic Shot. It's a slow speed Mystic Shot, but can also destroy equipment. Equipments are really relevant in the current meta. It's a nice way, for example, to just kill a Hookmaster right off the bat when it comes in from the opposing side. But it can also just, again, a slow speed Mystic Shot never hurts. Double Trouble, of course, early blockers, and a way to level up Nami, and also counts as a spell for Lee Sin. Hookmaster, we talked about it already. The best targets here are going to be Overwhelm or Scout, because you can put Overwhelm on Lee Sin, or you can put Scout on Lee Sin, or any of your elusives to be able to push damage twice instead of just once. Nami is the heart and soul of this deck. It just lets you buff all your units up even more. Again, you're still kind of playing for that elusive win condition, so with Nami on the field, you're able to buff them up significantly. 2 denies to protect us against any random shenanigans. The triple Anakaboros is a lot of draw. Nice burst speed blocker. Nice ways to use your spell mana to let Nami level up. Triple Admiral Shelly, similar to Nami. And then 2 Lee Sins and triple Burblefish. Right? At the end of the day, you're still winning through the elusive, just like any other Nami deck out there. But you're able to afford a lot more protection with stuff like Deny. And with stuff like Momentous Choice and the Would You Style, allowing you to keep your units alive or push more damage, right? This guy's just nuts in this archetype because you're able to push 2 damage and you're able to also heal up your units, which is beautiful. Aside from that, though, again, it's a really hard deck. I think all these Ionia decks, whether it's Ken and Ezreal, Twisted Fate Nami, or this version now with Twisted Fate Nami Lee Sin, or even Action Lee Sin, are all actually very difficult. I think Ionia is a lot harder to play than people realize. So hopefully this video can help you all understand how to pilot this deck and how to potentially win with it. I think it's one of the strongest decks in the current meta, so I recommend playing it and learning this deck if you're a fan of this style of gameplay. Anyways, I'll let you all be to watch the games, and as always, if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we'll be going against Lee Sin, Master G, Shurima. So I'm guessing this is like Master. It is like Lee Sin Action, except that you're playing Master G instead of Action. I don't know if that's enough. Actually, I don't know if that's worth it. I think we have to try to go for the level up on the Nami, even though we don't have her in our hand right now. So I think I'm okay to go for the Double Trouble. I'm okay to go for the Double Trouble and just play as if we're gonna join Nami. Oh, that's kind of annoying. That is kind of annoying. Because now we could draw into something that we don't want to play this turn. Like Shelly. So now we lose a free Shelly like that. Ah. Well, That's a problem. We do level up Nami though, which is kind of nice. We're gonna lose the Shelly. And we got a crystal, but we don't have any predict, so we're never drawing that crystal this game. Don't wanna play around the lore. Yeah, there we go. That's why I didn't want to play the disciple. I want to play around the lore, and that's cool. Because opponent could easily have, there's too many things that the opponent could easily have. We're actually gonna keep our units alive here, by the way. Opponent hasn't triggered the flow, so I don't think I need to rush it. Oh, they don't have another attack because they didn't use their scout. I don't think I need to rush it. Opponent's gonna, like, this is the aggro part, right? Like, opponent, you know why opponent did that? Opponent did that just to trigger the flow. Which I think is actually a mistake. I think it's actually a mistake. But who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? I think it's too early for Lee Sin. So I kind of just like going for the elusives. I think it's too early for Lee Sin. Let's go Hookmaster first. Oh, Scout is huge. Scout is actually such a high roll with Lee Sin in our field. Now, the opponent also has their own Scout, which is a problem.
Force is meaningless without.
So opponent also has their own Scout, but we can actually destroy it.
Hey, over here!
So I want to keep these units back to eat up the Master G skills. We have the mana to do one Shaman win, so let's go ahead and do one at least. It does mean that he's going to probably die to the Lee Sin though. If opponent plays Scout, we can always play Heavy Metal. We don't have our own Tailstones. Yeah, this raid could be a problem. It's going to let the opponent level up the Master G, and it's going to let the opponent get value from Lee Sin as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and take it out of the way right now. I don't want the opponent to get 2 ways to kill us, right? Don't want the opponent to have like two attacks with Lee Sin to be able to push damage. Now, I do think this is the turn where we play Lee Sin, by the way. We don't have Denied, though, which is a problem. Because opponent could easily have their own Homecoming, or... it has to be Homecoming. Concussive Palm doesn't do it. If we had Nami here, or even if we had that Shelly, we would feel a lot more threatened. I guess Shelly just dies, though. So maybe not. Wait. What? Really?
Master yourself, master your enemy.
Huh. Gives us the Scout as well. So it gives us the Scout as well, which means that we can actually go for... And we have the Deny now. So we want to have Deny mana, right? But I also like the Disciple better than the Wuju style. I guess we might have to do the Wuju style regardless, though. Yeah, because we want to give this barrier. We want to give this barrier. If we want to play, let's play around Twin too. So let's play around Twin by doing this. Now the opponent cannot save that G. So the opponent cannot really save this Master G. Lee Sin can easily get barriers, so I'm not gonna bother going for the Lee Sin. Opponent goes for the stun. We go here. And now we kill this. Now the opponent has to commit one more spell. Now the opponent has to commit one more spell to keep Lee Sin alive, right? That deny was a great a great clutch. Because I think making him and remember the opponent also played a second G earlier when they did the Wuju style, just to trigger the flow. So it's a good chance that the opponent doesn't have a second G. Now the problem is the Lee Sin. I mean, they still have to have 4 more spells to level up this Lee Sin. So we might be okay. They definitely have the spell. They definitely had the spell, right? They definitely had the spell. I guess we lost the barrier, right? So this is probably not correct. Because he makes our Lee Sin way too vulnerable. What if we don't do anything? We don't really care about the 10,000 tells. We don't really care about the 7,000 tells. Wow, they actually have the third Master G. Ooh, they have a 0 cost momentous choice, so they were able to trigger the flow and have the 2 spells. Yeah, so they were always saving that. They were always saving that Lee Sin. We can replay our Lee Sin because our Lee Sin is not gonna die because of the barrier. So Lee Sin doesn't die because of the barrier. Opponent hasn't leveled up either champion yet, so we're still chilling. And next turn we have the Scout with a leveled up Master Yi. Okay, so he's going for the level up. So he's going for the level up and trying to kill our Master G, our Lee Sin. Why do I keep calling him Master G? The concern here, though, so there's one big problem here.
Where you going? I've got the reins.
There's one big problem here. If we commit the spells now, we can't play the Scout on the Lee Sin. I think we let this go. I think we press OK. Hear me out. I think we press OK and we just replay the second Lee Sin with Scout, and then just go like this.
I fight with my spirits, not my fists.
Our enemies would be foolish to underestimate you.
Just go like this instead, right?
A calm heart.
Kind of want to see if I can get the deny. Like, if I can get deny, that's probably the best way to do this. Once again, I'm gonna go after the Master G first. Because Master G could become a problem, by the way. And it's also guaranteed that he dies to the spell. There's the recall. We just replay Lee. So we have to replay the Lee. Ha! Why does he keep getting the meditations? We can replay the Lee. And then just push damage. Okay, these guys are gonna transform back into my hand. So I need to be careful about my pore space. So we go here, we draw, we be at 8, and these 2 guys transform back, and we have to resummon one of them back into our hand. So I'm gonna kick the Lee, by the way, to force the opponent to have to spend 5 mana to replay Lee. So I think forcing the opponent to spend mana to replay Lee is the correct. That way it's kind of aggro for them. Yeah, like I'm okay. I know your Lee Sin stays alive, but now you have to replay it. Although I guess you always just replay the G here. That way you get the G value. We're gonna go here because we don't want to overdraw. And next time we should be able to win. Opponent needs to kill us this turn. Opponent needs to kill us this turn. The deny is a little bit too late because we have the Nami.
A pleasure to see you, Master.
So we have the Nami to just win, right? On the next turn. I don't need to do anything. We have burst speed blockers with the Shaman Winds. So I'm never scared of the opponent going too wide. Sits. Question is, do we even bother? Do we even bother saving lore? Do we even bother saving that listen? Opponent has just enough for Absolver, by the way. Opponent has just enough mana for Absolver. So why don't we just let this go like this and just go to 1? What if we just let this go and just go to 1? And we play Shelly and play Nami, and then just have the Elusives to win next turn? We have enough for deny, right? So we have enough for deny right here, so I'm not too scared. Actually, maybe I should have blocked, like, I was afraid to block with the eye bets. So I was afraid to block with the eye bets. Is there anything that they have that could be a punish here? Another recall? Another recall could be annoying. Like, I don't think we're going for the scout attack, right?
Wait much longer.
Like, I think we're just going like this. Like this again. And this is enough for lethal. We have D9 and we have a bunch of other spells. It should be enough for lethal. D9 saves me. Yeah, the stun doesn't really matter. Because we can go would you style. I guess let's go here. I mean, this is always gonna get buffed, but I want this Shelly to start getting buffed. So we can go here. This puts lethal 2 other ways. Again, we're just saving the deny for the last possible second. We also probably should have done the Blade Fragment. So we should have gone for the Blade Fragment as well. That way we had the last spell that we needed. Because we could have done the 2 mana Wuju style, the Blade Fragment. We could have done the 1 mana Wuju and then have enough mana for deny. So, GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going against Fiora. Fiora Ornn. Huh. Okay, we get the Shelly. The Burble Fish. We probably need... So there's a risk here, right? I think I need the Tailstones. I think I need the Tailstones. Or Lee Sin, right? Lee Sin or Tailstones is probably the way that we're going to go about it. Because we want to be able to recall that Fiora. To reset her every now and then. Nami could also be decent. Because Nami could, you know, push my units to be out of range of the Fiora kill. But I'm guessing the opponent's playing cards that can buff. And playing stuff like... recess and stuff. We don't get the Tailstones. We needed the Ionia Tailstones. I had to keep the Double Trouble so that we can start leveling up the Nami. So I guess we go Double Trouble. We can draw potential into the Tailstones since we have the Anakaboros. Nami will be at 6 already. We have the 9 for like a potential Concerted Strike. That's a good draw. That's actually, wait, that's actually super high roll. Wait, this is actually a high roll. Because that's 2 spells that are going to work towards Nami. 3, 6, 7, 8. So when we draw, we're going to be up at 10 cards. That's true. We're going to be at, we're at 9 right now. We're going to be at 10. Yeah, so we're going to be at 10. I guess we can always go the Coral Creatures. And that will still level up the Nami.
Save your worlds. We speak with blades.
I'm okay burning a card here, though. I'm also okay burning a card here, if the opponent wants to give it to us. If they don't want to attack here, I think I'm okay with that. It is so problematic, though. That Fiora is going to be a problem, and we still don't have Lee Sin, and we still don't have... Wow, they don't even attack with the Fiora. We're still burning a card no matter what, even with the Coral Creatures, which is really concerning. Unless we go Hookmaster here. But then we're not having enough mana next turn. I guess let's go Hookmaster here. Let's go Hookmaster. I really don't want to burn a card because it could be the Ionia Tailstones that we're looking for. Deny? Oh, that's not what I'm looking for, but sure. I can't believe we're not getting the Tailstones though. Fiora's gonna be a big deal. Fiora's gonna be a big deal. Wow. I need that recall. I need that recall so badly. I really need that recall. Twisted Fate, Lee Sin. There's a lot of ways, right? Twisted Fate, Lee Sin, recall. Opponent can actually just forge, right? This is nuts. This is nuts. Opponent's gonna go for the Nami, that's okay. I guess next that we can set up. I guess next time we can set up that second Nami. We have the deny here. The problem is the opponent's gonna have a bunch of like single combats concerted strikes, right? It's the concerted strike that we just talked about, so we have to deny this. We have to deny this. And we're still gonna be in a lot of trouble here. We get Lee, but Lee's probably a little bit too early. So Lee's a little bit too early. So I think we're gonna go Nami first.
I'm counting on you, Admiral.
We're gonna go Nami first, I think. Nami just dies though to the Fiora again. But again, the goal is that we have to restart the Fiora. We have to restart the Fiora. Kind of like the coral creatures, to be honest. I kind of like these second coral creatures to get another 1-mana spell. How do we get double jettison? We also don't have any of our buffs, right? Momentous Choice will actually have been pretty nice. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna play it slow. I know it means that we're gonna lose both Shelly. Oh, there it is. Wow. I literally was looking for this for so long. Literally was looking for this for so long. And we finally got it. We can bounce this one back. This is fine. That gives me another dust petal in my hand. We restart the Fiora. We have deny. Yeah, there we go. We restart the Fiora, which is what we're looking for. 3, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we have 9 cards, so we can just wait and play Lee Sin next turn, and then we can level up Lee Sin. I don't want the opponent to know that we have Lee Sin in our hand, so I'm gonna play it slow. I'm gonna play it slow, and we're just gonna continue sending that Fiora back. I think we will be much stronger than the opponent, right? So we can go Lee here. We have enough mana for the deny, right? So we can go double. I guess we need to go Dust Petal and double Jettison right away just to level up Lee Sin. But before we do that, we probably summon the Burblefish, right? So we can go 1 Jettison. So we can go 1 Jettison. Go here. Go oh, we can also go Ghost. Go second Jettison, and then also have the Dust Petal. And have deny. So as long as I have deny, it should be fine. We can just go Ghost here then, right? we go. This levels up the Lee Sin. We get the Ghost. We get a pretty big attack. This is presenting lethal. So this is presenting lethal into everything except for like a I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here just in case of sharp sight. He also lets me attack with the Ionia Hookmaster. I just want the opponent to have to keep replaying the Fiora and the Bone Club. So if I'm forcing the opponent to keep replaying this Fiora and the Bone Club, I think we're in a good spot. And we have Deny as a backup. Deny actually means that we get to buff up everything again because of the Shelly. Don't want to put any damage on the Nami, so that's why I didn't attack with her, although it's probably correct to attack with her. Don't think opponent has enough ways to kill us next turn, and then we win on the next attack. Maybe we don't die. Maybe we don't deny here. Maybe we don't deny here, because the only way that we lose is going to be a Fiora level up. Wait, opponent just gave us the Fiora kill? I think I take this. I think I press OK here. So I think I press OK here because we're killing the Fiora. We're killing the Fiora. And we're keeping our deny. Which I think is going to be more important. Yeah, opponent gets a second Fiora. Cool. We do the Bone Club. And I think now we can go for the Dust Springer. That way we have double spells to trigger the Lee Sin. If we need to. I'm going to go for the Disciple here so that we have a card to buff with the Nami. We are threatening lethal with 2 different elusives. So even if the opponent goes for the Nami, we still get to buff our Disciple twice to go to 5. And we still have Deny for another concerted or a future single combat. Sure. I mean, that's a cool Ornn, but I don't think it's doing much. Don't think the Ornn is doing much. You're losing to Lee Sin, you're losing to the Elusives. You have 3 cards that you have to deal with next turn. It has to be like multiple harsh winds, right? For the opponent to be able to survive. I guess 1 harsh winds and 1 Three Sisters. But I don't think their deck will be playing harsh winds. I guess technically he gets to kill the Burblefish here. If he goes this way. But we get to kill the Fiora as well in return. So we get to kill the Fiora in return. As well as keep our Disciple alive. And we get to deny the Ornn level up because we block with the Lee Sin with the barrier. Because we have barrier, it counts as he doesn't strike for anything. So now they lose their second Fiora. They lose their second Fiora and they're still losing to the Elusive and the Lee Sin next turn. As well as us just going wide. So next turn we can actually attack with this with the Nami. We can even go for the Walking Sands on top of it as well to go even wider. Trollshan. Okay. I'm alright taking that Trollshan out right now. Next turn opponent's gonna be forced to block, right? So we go here. Heart of Pain could actually be pretty decent. But it's probably just quick attack, right? It's probably just quick attack. It means that this Hookmaster is not gonna die. Okay, so opponent's gonna have enough to be able to survive. We go first Dust Petal. We attack with everything. We send this guy back. And we should be okay. We have Deny for a potential like Judgment. We're 6 wide, opponent's only 4. Lee Sin is pushing damage just through his skill. Again, it has to be, and the opponent's gonna have to lose the Fiora regardless. With 3 cards and us having Deny backup, don't see how they beat this. And there we go. GG's. Yeah, the Elusive and the Lee was the hard part for them to deal with. They will have to need another strike, and we have Deny for that, so yeah. in this matchup, we'll be going up against Viego Evelynn. I think we have enough control tools, right, to be able to kind of stop them. Ooh, I like the momentous choice. But at the same time, probably don't want to go for it this early. I like the Hookmaster. Double Trouble. Okay, so now I think we go for the Double Trouble instead of the Hookmaster. Just save our mana. Play it like that towards the Nami level up condition. But there's that Tailstones that I was talking about. That gives me access to Homecoming to prevent the Viego from ever being able to level up. And it's not like they have any deny or anything like that to really stop that. We get our one of Twist of Fate. Not bad, not bad. Can't complain. There's a momentous choice, which is going to be trigger here. Ooh, Spell Shield is kind of bad, right? Because Spell Shield means that we cannot stop. We will not be able to pop back up the Evelynn. That's a nice high roll here. Opponent could technically also go for like just wait and then go for Viego after. That could be problematic. That could be problematic. I kind of want to draw. I really want to draw here. Ugh, I feel like using Twisted Fate though might be a problem this early. Why don't we just attack first? Why don't we just attack first and see what the opponent does? Okay, so they're gonna take the block here. I want to see if they actually pass or if they. Okay, perfect. So they spend the Evelynn because what I didn't want to happen is for their Viego to have that Spell Shield. But now Viego's gonna have Overwhelm instead. Oh no. How much do I care about that? You know what? Let's go for the blue card. I think I need to draw. It does suck that the Viego's gonna get overwhelmed, but we can always recall it. So I might be okay with that. I'm also okay with losing TF here. TF is not the way that we win this game. It's gonna be Nami and Lee Sin, right? So we're looking for the Lee Sin. We get the Nami, which is also pretty good. Oh, they got Spell Shield. Are you kidding me? So now the Viego's gonna have... Wow. Wow. Oh, okay, he went for Collector. Okay. Whew. I was really scared. I was actually super scared here. Because now we can go here. Now the problem is that Nami's still not leveled up. We need to find like a way to use a spell before we commit the Nami. My question here is, should I actually... So I guess we can go here, right? Let's just buff everything up. Because we can actually kill... We can actually kill this Evelynn right here. And I'll take that. Killing Evelynn, I think, is actually a good idea. Now, this guy with Spell Shield could be annoying. We're at 14. We do have some extra health here, though, which means that we might be okay. We can coral creatures into Nami, and now we're going to have a leveled up Nami. We get a second momentous choice, and we also do another one. Bora. Yeah, so the idea here is that we're just going to try to level up this Nami. So we level up the Nami, and now we're going to have pretty good attack here. Don't want to do the Nami Ebb and Flow, though. Maybe we just go for the Tailstones, but then we lose ourselves if we... I feel like I need to put pressure on them. My concern is that if we go for the Tailstones, right, we won't have an answer for Viego later on. If we go for the Nami here, then we're not really getting full value. There's a chance that we hit the Bora or the Challenger, which could also be really good. Let's go here. Okay, we hit the Bora, so we get rid of a blocker. That's actually pretty good for us. We can heal back up. Everything's gonna get buffed up with the Shelly. Opponent could have Black Spear to kill the Nami. In that case, we're gonna have to have the momentous choice. Actually, no. Black Spear gets countered by the flow, right? Because the flow is... yeah. So the idea here is that we're gonna attack with everything. I guess we lose to the Black Spear here if we attack with Nami. I think at this point I just take it. I think at this point I take it. Haze Spike doesn't kill her. It has to be exactly Black Spear. Yeah, there it is. We're still pushing at 13 damage by doing it this way. So I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with this because we will have access to Ionian Tailstones and Momentous Choice next turn to be able to have a Shelly survive against almost anything. We even get a second Shelly here. Yeah, so opponent's gonna try to go for the Admiral Shelly. But if they try to hook the Shelly, then they just lose... they just lose the Hydra Bite, no? So if they try to hook the Shelly, they just lose the Hydra Bite? It does mean we have to spend double Momentous Choice, though. Actually, no, we only have to spend one because we just triggered the... we just triggered the weapon right here. So let's just go here. We kill the Hydra Bite. I guess opponent's healing back up. We're gonna have to have the Shelly. But the idea here is that we will have the Hookmaster with Overwhelm. We get the Lee Sin. So now that's even better. I think Lee is better than Shelly. So we get the Lee Sin. Opponent could have the Vengeance here. The opponent's gonna have to sacrifice the Collector at some point. Lee levels up because of the Momentous Choice, and we also have the Tailstones. So this is lethal here. Alright. Problem is that the opponent could easily have access to... Okay. Don't know how to do this. Don't know how to do this. The health pot means that we can play around... let's go for the health pot. Let's go for the health pot so that we can play around a second Bio Feast. Right? We go like this so that we get the value. We still lose to a Vengeance here. But if the opponent goes for the Vengeance, we can go for Momentous Choice to finish up the game. So if the opponent goes for Vengeance, we can Momentous Choice the Hookmaster, and that would be enough for lethal. That's why I didn't want to commit the Momentous Choice first, because I wanted the Momentous Choice after the opponent commits the Vengeance here. It sucks losing that Homecoming though, because again, I guess opponent, even if the opponent has Viego, it's not gonna be a big deal anymore. Oh, they did the Vengeance there? So by doing the Vengeance there, we actually don't have lethal? Because even if we do Momentous Choice, it's only gonna be 10. Because the opponent gets to heal back up from here. So we let it go then. We let it go. And we can health pot. We can health pot here, because if the opponent kills the Hookmaster, I think I'm okay with that. This puts us out of range of Atrocity potentially. That's nice. Yeah, this should be close to game now. The Soldier doesn't do anything. Opponent cannot attack because the Hookmaster can pass the Overwhelm on to Lee Sin. Sure. Cannot even attack with Viego either because they lose to the second Momentous Choice. So if they try to attack with the Viego, they're losing to the second Momentous Choice. They're just losing to the Elusives here. Oh, they're gonna go for it. So this is gonna go up to 7. Actually, we can just do it in the Lee Sin, right? Because the Shelly buffs it up. Which goes up to 7. We do the Hookmaster here. We're able to put the Overwhelm on any by units, and that should be game. Yeah, Momentous Choice is pretty good. Momentous Choice is pretty good when you can just have the weapon activated, and it works so well with Lee Sin. So, GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Pirate Aggro. Huh. Double Trouble is good. I don't know if I like the Bastallion Disciple. But maybe we have to keep it just in case that we need to block here. Like if the opponent plays the Saboteur, I think I'm willing to sacrifice it with the Disciple. Yeah, we have to sack. This is saving an additional 2 damage and more damage in the future, right? So I think we have to go this way. We have to keep that 1-drop just for exactly this turn. Opponent's also playing 1 GP, which I haven't seen a lot of people play recently. So that's actually interesting. We have the Iron Akaboros to stop the open attack. So I'm not too scared of not summoning. Yeah, so we can stop the open attack. If the opponent doesn't open attack, we can play the Double Trouble. Okay. So opponent gives us the chance of playing Double Trouble. We gives us 2 blockers. We get an elusive blocker as well. Unfortunately, we don't have a blocker for this guy here, so we're gonna go like this. No need to play the Hookmaster this turn. We can play it next turn. I just want to be able to potentially level up the Nami in case that we do draw her. We did take 5 that turn, but we do have the Tailstones to kind of save us. Auto Plane is probably the best. Gives me a good blocker into the Mirai Warden. Wow, the opponent just gets... Oh, wow, that's a nice high roll. Quick attack. And that way we push some damage here. Now, opponent can't make it rain. We should be the only punished for this quick attack. But the other choice was Overwhelm, which also left us... Yeah. So the Overwhelm also left us unable to prevent the make it rain, right? So the other downside here is that now this is actually dying. So we probably don't do anything, right? Because there's a chance that we're able to play the Shelly before the opponent actually does. So this, okay, the Momentous Truce is not bad. We have our own Iron Akaboros. This Tailstones is gonna have to go for. We still take 6. We still take 6. Yeah, this Tailstone is gonna have to go for. You know what? I'm gonna block here. I think I'm not scared of the Tentacle. I'm more scared of another burst speed attacker. So by leaving the Tentacle alive, we play around another burst speed attacker. My problem here is that we just lose to... Yeah, if the opponent keeps going wild like this, I think we're in big trouble. We can play Shelly here, but then we're losing to... Sirturmund? That's not true. Yeah, that's not true. We're not losing to Sirturmund. Downside is that we have another burst speed blocker here. So we do have another burst speed blocker here, which is very nice. We don't need to do anything, right? Because we can always do the Momentous Choice next turn. So we can always do the Momentous Choice next turn. Oh, that's huge. That's huge, right? That is huge. Because I think we go here. We can block here. Block here. We have to block here now because of the burst speed problem. So we have to block like this, just so that we can play around the burst speed Iron Akaboros Tentacle. The downside is that we're still in a bad spot. Opponent definitely has Fervor. And now we lose to a Decimate no matter what we do. So we lose to a Decimate no matter what we do. We lose to a second Fervor. We try, but the opponent just got to go so much wider than us. Like 1 less card wide and we're okay. If I'm them, I'm committing it right now. If I'm them, I'm committing this right now, right? We only have 1 mana. You play around Nullify, you play around Deny. Yeah, it makes no sense not to. You play around the second Tailstones. If we had either 1 more mana, right? So 1 more mana, or opponent was 1 less unit wide, we survive and are able to stabilize next turn. So GG's. In this match, we'll be going against Poppy Norra and P&Z. So that means they're gonna have access to the elusive, right? So when they're trying, oh, this is such a good hand. This is such a good hand. Wow. Maybe the Arnakaboros is a little bit greedy. Maybe we try to go for the double trouble here. Okay, we get the Arnakaboros. The game is telling us something. So they're gonna have Poro Cannon. Sorry, it's what I was trying to get. They're gonna have Poro Cannon, right? So it's gonna be like Poro Cannon. Okay, and that's a double trouble. Alright, this hand is great. That's kind of annoying because I don't wanna sacrifice this Pastelian Disciple. So I'm gonna have to let them get the portal. They're gonna have Poro Cannon. They're also gonna have a wasted Trigger Nora. We have what a nice roll though. They could have the burn. They could have Poke Sticks and stuff like that. Challenger here is kind of nice actually. Challenger here is actually kind of nice.
We ride as one.
Opponent easily has like Make It Rain or something. So the Challenger is actually really nice because you can work with the Nami. Also the free Emerald Shelly also is really good with it, right? We're gonna level up Nami. We're gonna have Nami leveled up. Now again, we're letting the opponent get a lot of portals, which could be a problem. Here we go like this. Again, we want to keep this. We're gonna keep this boiling alive. We're gonna keep this boiling alive. I'm also down to play the Disciple first into Nami, because Nami's gonna level up regardless. Because we're saving one mana and she has a tune. And we're gonna use this boiling. The only downside to putting, I guess the only downside here is that now we're gonna have to commit 2 spells, right? So we're gonna have to commit 2 spells because the first one can either go into the Disciple or it can go into the Challenger. Now opponent could also just respond with Minimorph here right away. But if the opponent goes for the Minimorph, I do think I have to go. Right, I think I do have to go and kill. I guess we don't have to kill the Nora just yet, because we also do have a Elusive right here. Because I kind of want to keep this momentous choice for later. I kind of want to keep the momentous choice to synergize with the Shelly, right? That way we can just enable the Shelly right off the bat. I guess we're gonna have to do it anyways, right? Right away, opponent's already a 4 out of 6. So this is a little bit problematic. So by putting the Shelly though, we should be able to put a lot of pressure on them. They probably do play the collection, by the way. So we probably want to be able to... I think I'm okay with that. Wow. Never mind. Opponent's just hitting all the value. So now if they have Poppy, we're in trouble. So opponent's literally just hitting all the totals right away. They can level up this Nora right here with like a Poro Cannon. They're gonna go for the group shot. Kind of want to keep this guy alive. We have enough for a health pot as well, so we have another way to trigger Shelly here. I'm surprised that the opponent went for the group shot there. We still block here. We can easily block here. We can block here, and I guess we can block here. No need to commit any spells then. Or do we kill the mayor? No, I think we're chilling. Like that. I mean, the Stir Spirits could be a problem later on. But every time that the opponent does one Stir Spirit, they're also kind of losing part of their board. So I think I'm okay here. We can double trouble first. Then do the Burble Fish. That's so annoying. I really wanted to commit this after we had the board presence already. My goodness. So he's making us do everything now. Making us do everything now, which means that we're not getting value from the spells. But we need to keep this Shelly alive. I think we keep this Shelly alive, we win the game. It sucks that we were forced to commit all the spells here. We have enough for another Ion until for another health pot though, which is kind of nice. So we do have enough for another health pot, which is nice. Opponent just committed a mistake. They're gonna try to draw here. Momentous choice. Oh, yeah. We go like this. Just push the 5 damage. Need my champions. Either Lee Sin, Twisted Fate, or Nami. All of them could be really good here. Second Shelly is huge. Second Shelly is huge, actually. We have Deny. This sucks, though, but I think we should be okay. I think at this point we just go for the Elusive. Bagel Dust again? Okay. Should still be fine. We can Health Pot. Momentous Choice. We can actually just swap instead. No, we cannot stand United. We're gonna have to do the Homecoming. Wait, he's gonna put Ephemeral on her? What? So we can Homecoming the Burblefish, but that's just gonna restart the Burblefish anyways. Because I kind of don't want to. I mean, the only way for me to save this is by doing a health potion, right? I guess I have to do it. Because when this dies, this will be able to kill that. Right, so we're able to trade the whole board here. I guess technically we could have saved it with a Momentous Choice too, right? But this is gonna be 12, and yeah, that should be in. The Punisher's just gonna die to the Elusives. I'm surprised that they gave me they put the Ephemeral on the Poppy. If anything, you probably have a small chance of winning through the Poppy. So yeah, GG's. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. We had a lot of fun ones. You can kind of see what I'm talking about when I say about how this deck can be complicated to play, and really how important it is to think about your moves and how you want to do them, right? I think one of the hardest matchups that we had was against that Master Yi Lee Sin deck, and obviously trying to stay alive. And I think it was correct to just press OK in the last turn and go to 1, because the opponent kept exactly 4 mana for Absolver, which would have been really problematic for us to deal with. But aside from that, it's really fun deck. It is a little bit vulnerable to aggro though, as you saw in the Pirate Aggro matchup. If you don't get some early blockers, especially like the Coral Creatures and Double Trouble, you end up having a lot of problems, especially if the opponent can go wide or has stuff like Make It Rain to get rid of your blockers. Now, aside from that though, let's go ahead into the mulligans. For the mulligans, I definitely want to keep Double Trouble. So Double Trouble is usually what you're looking for, and you know, sometimes you can have mulligan for it. I like keeping 1 Nami if I get her and I already have Double Trouble, or if I have an Iron Akaboros, I keep the Nami, because then we can potentially level her up pretty quickly. And then you can also keep the Hoodmaster if you feel like you have a decent enough starting hand. That way you're able to trigger the Momentous Choice right away and not just potentially get this as a kind of like a dead draw later into the game. So I'm looking for, again, Double Trouble, Hoodmaster, and Nami for the most part. The rest of the keep depends on the matchup. I'm keeping Coral Creatures against Aggro, for example. I'm keeping Heavy Metal if I know that there's something that I can remove, or that the opponent relies a lot on equipment. Like if you're going against Jats Vibe, for example, Heavy Metal is amazing on that because you can kill the Jats and also kill his equipment. The Disciple, I don't like keeping it early, to be honest. So I wouldn't recommend that. And then obviously your cheap spells, you want to draw them early because you don't want to get too many of them in your hand. And yeah, again, the rest is going to be matchup dependent. You're never keeping Burblefish. Lee Sin is really rare to keep as well, because you still want to be able to get all your other stuff to set up. Lee Sin is more like an alternate win condition. You still want to go more for the Nami Elusives, so that's why we're looking more for Double Trouble and Nami instead of the Lee Sin or the Twisted Fate. So Nami, Double Trouble, Hookmaster, Kuro Creatures, Heavy Metal, and Disciple, depending on the matchup, and then just go from there. Now, if you like this video and all my content, please make sure to subscribe so that you keep up with all our videos. We release LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we stream 3 to 4 times a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.